Hello, and welcome to Cube 3, where you've joined us for the Guilty Gear Strive beta preview. Guilty Gear is going to be released for consoles on April the 6th for PS4 and PS5 in the Standard and Ultimate editions. So I was very lucky to be able to play the beta, and joined by me is Steve, who has also been playing it himself. Steve, how have you been finding it?
I've been thinking it's pretty good so far. Thank you for having me on the recording.
No problem. Yeah. Is there anything you've been really taken by at the moment? Anything that's really impressed you?
So I'm actually new to the Guilty Gear series. I think this is the first time that I've been remotely interested in a traditional 2D fighter. A lot of that has to do because of the artwork. I think the
It
artwork
does
is
look
amazing. Both the
absolutely
background,
beautiful.
yeah, both the background parallaxing and then also just the particle effects and the character designs. It's all very good.
Um, Myself, I've been Guilty Gear fan for a while. I had the original on the PlayStation 1. Got very good memories of digging that out and playing it in the pool hall near where I used to live.
Yeah.
And I also had the Game Boy Advance version as well, which was absolutely brilliant. Portable Guilty Gear that looked fantastic for the limitations that the console had. Um, Bit of a gap then. Haven't played any in recent memory, but this one certainly caught my eye. Like you said, just how great the graphics look, and really exciting to see this back and to see it look and play as well as it does at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm on
Absolutely.
I'm on PS4. I'm not on PS4. I'm on PS5. Are you on PS5 yourself?
I am, yeah.
So neither of us have seen the PS4 version, but I think we can both say that looking at the PS5, this is one of the, I'd say, easily the best looking 2D title I've ever seen from a fighter. It really, really shines on the PS5.
I definitely agree. It's not the most detailed aesthetic, but for the art style it's going for, it works extremely well. It's very vibrant colors. Um, Going into the game, I something aesthetically about the Arc System Works games that I thought would be off-putting to me at first was the fact that while the game runs at 60 frames per second, and it
Mhm.
does, the character animations often go in twos or threes. They often animate not at 60 frames per second. That's an aesthetic choice that they made, and I think it works really well with the art style that they're going for, a more anime replicated art style.
Do you think that by using those frames as well, do you think that's contributed to a smoother online experience?
Yeah, so I think overall this is the best online I've had in a game recently. The rollback netcode they have is very good.
No, I totally agree with that.
Hmm.
Just browsing the notes that I made quickly before we joined. I'm a big 2D fighter fan, and I've played a lot. It has never been this easy to get a match. It's
No.
never been as stable and as smooth. There's no lag in the input. I can jump straight back into a game, and I think that's really important these days, with online being such a big deal and being such a big part of what we're using. That there needs to be that. I want to jump back in. The PS5 is built for that. Quick load in,
Yeah.
straight in, no problems. And yeah, I've been going back in, and you find yourself lost. I don't know about you, but you go in for one match, you've played six or seven before you even realize.
Yeah, the problem though, while the matches themselves are great and the
Mhm.
rollback netcode implementation is very good, the one problem I have with this game, and I understand that it's apparently a problem with current Arc System Works games, is the lobby system is terrible. I find the lobby system to be not very good at all, unfortunately, because I just want to get back into one more match, right? I don't want to sit in a 2D lobby trying to rematch with somebody even though someone also can just walk up to them and match with them instead. I just want to keep playing. I don't want to sit in the lobby, you know?
I can understand that. I've got a different view on it. Like, I do like the lobby system, and although I agree with you, I do want to jump back into those games as soon as possible. It's nice to have that. They haven't just gone, here's a main menu screen, click ranked match,
Of course.
click join an online game. I think they put a lot of effort into that, and you know, I've made my character. I've walked around. Just for the people who haven't played it, the lobby system basically works on different floors in a tower. So you'll create your 2D avatar, play a match or two, and that will assign you a floor. On that floor, then you can walk around, see other avatars that are on the same floor as you that match by level, and they can challenge those people or they can challenge you. There's also the option, if I remember, to kind of drop a weapon that you're holding to show that you're not partaking in any battles at the moment. I like that. I think it's a good system.
So how it works is that you held down the square button to put your weapon up, and you either at that point you waited for someone to come up and challenge you, or you could do the same to somebody else. Unfortunately, there's no way to rematch the opponent unless you do the same exact thing again in the lobby. And while I agree with you where it's better than just menus and character select screen, I do think it's worth tinkering around with a little bit, because I've often had a long wait time just to put my weapon back up, just to be put back into ready stance. So I like the idea of having like a little pixelated avatar and running around with other pixelated avatars. It's just that I think it needs to be smoothed out a bit and more streamlined.
I think that once we're on to release, you know, these things are obviously going to get worked on, but I think the concept is a good concept that works. And like you said, these little tweaks, I think they're going to come, and I think we should be. That's something to look forward to, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So the big question, Steve, who are you playing as? Who has really taken your eye as a newcomer to the series?
So I actually, I've been asking around. I've joined a couple streams, and I've basically been told to try Potemkin and May. I very much enjoyed Potemkin, but the problem with Potemkin is that you can just spam a single move. I think it's called Mega Fist, and you will often just the thing with Potemkin and May is that you can use single moves and they deal a lot of damage, and you do not have to worry about combos as much.
He's a bit of a Zangief.
Yeah, right. So while I try my best to kind of mix things up with both of these characters, I often found just using just basic moves, but I'm still having a good time with them. Other than that, I dabbled in a bit of Giovanna. I really like Giovanna as a character that I can practice, full combos with. But other than that, I haven't tried anybody else. What about you?
I am. Well, those characters were in the original as well, so those guys I was always a fan of. I use mainly Milia Rage with the hair. That always fascinated me.
Yeah.
Like somebody who just throws their hair around and can turn it into a weapon. That was always awesome. Yeah, never been. I'm not saying I'm a master of her, but she seems like you said. Maybe not spamming the same move, but you throw a couple of those moves in, and suddenly you look like you're one of the best Guilty Gear players going. She's juggling, she's throwing projectiles. But that's definitely one I'd like to sit down in the training option and work my way through some of the combos, start to get a real grasp of her. I think she's the only one online at the moment that I've managed to deal some real damage with. I went for Sol to begin with because I think he's always been seen as like the main protagonist, but Yeah, I got schooled on Sol and the online work.
Yeah.
Just looking at the Ultimate Edition. So, as I said, we've got the Standard Edition and the Ultimate Edition coming. As well as with the Ultimate Edition, you get the main game, soundtrack and artworks. Liking the idea of that artwork as well, because, like you said, the graphics look so good. Can definitely see that being something I'd want on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
Some new colors for the characters. There's 5 new colors for each character, and special colors for Sol and Key. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. Always pronounced it Key Kiski in Wales here. I'm not sure if that's right though. But we've also got the season pass to come.
Yeah.
So there's an additional 5 characters coming. We've also already had one announced in a trailer quite recently, which is Eno. Again, I hope
Eno
I'm
is the
pronouncing that right.
final character in the initial roster.
Oh, she's actually in, is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
Yep.
I have to keep a lookout for her on the beta. Haven't used her yet.
Yeah, so it was Eno, and there was one other character that was in the alpha. Now, I don't know if you played the alpha, but he wasn't in the alpha this time. But both him and Eno will be back in the main game at launch.
So that's great. We've got another 5 characters who are totally new. 2 additional battle stages, more character colors again, and another story, which I'm assuming is some more single player content. If you pick this up, do you think that you'll be going for the season pass?
So there's actually, at least in America, there is a middle ground edition of the game where you can just buy the game with the season pass. I think I'll be spraying for that. I've enjoyed the alpha. I was accepted in the alpha. I enjoyed the alpha and the beta very much, so I will definitely look into getting it for sure.
I think what this one does, and it certainly pulled me back in. Like I said, it's been a while since I picked up a Guilty Gear game, but with those original characters, with these to come, this might be the game to start with. This might be the one that kind of relaunches the franchise for newcomers as well. Do you think that this could be the one for you to start with the whole series? Do you think you'll go back into some of the others after playing this now?
Maybe. A lot of that depends on if the player base are still active. If I go back to the other games in the series, I think Steam has had like a big Guilty Gear sale going on that I might buy into. But if I were to go back into the games, I would hope that the online experience is, healthy enough. Obviously, that might not happen until once the hype for Strive dives down and people that have played the games before go back. But yeah, I might actually try out the older games. Don't know if I'll be able to pick up the GBA one though.
No. Yeah. I've spoken to a few people about this, and
Yeah,
they didn't know you could pick that up. Might
I
have a
didn't even
trouble
know there
pick
was
up.
one.
It is really good. Might be a bit difficult to pick up the original PS1 as well, but
Yeah.
there was a character called Cliff in that I'm hoping makes an appearance in Strive. Just a little guy with a beard and a massive sword. That's all I need.
Yeah. Are there any other characters you're hoping for in the season pass?
To be honest, with Strive being focused on those original characters in Strive, I'm happy with the roster. I'm really happy. People like May, Axel, they were characters that I used in those early days. So I'm interested to see what new characters they've got, and obviously there's probably some big reveals that are going to make a lot of veteran Guilty Gear fans happy. But for me, you've already done it by putting those guys in. Just make sure Cliff's in as well.
How many original characters are in this 15?
I think
Because I wouldn't know.
it's around 10. I think
10 original characters?
Yeah, they were
I
pretty
mean,
much
I mean, new
scrolling
to the
through. I knew
series.
most of them,
Yeah,
and and these were guys that I knew in the PS1 version.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
by original, I mean newcomers to the series, new to this game.
oh, not
I know
original
Giovanna's
characters in
one
the
of them.
PS1.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not sure. Like, I'm in the same boat as you there in that
you know.
it's been a while since I've played it. But if there's 10 originals, there's at least 5 that I've never played as before.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so just to recap on that, Guilty Gear Strive is out on April the 6th for PS4 and PS5. In the UK, at least, we have the Standard and Ultimate Edition. And as Steve has said, you also have that middle ground for US players. Steve, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Hope that you enjoy Guilty Gear when it comes out. I'll be picking it up myself. Um, yeah, and for Cube 3 from me and Steve, that's everything. Take care.
See ya.